the gift that keeps on giving, known as Jon Jones and his opinions, has recently come out in the world of social media. He was defending his choice to take on Dominic Reyes. The tweet went something along the lines of OSP KO's Corey Anderson and loses to Dominic Reyes. Is it clear now that I have made the best possible matchup? Verbatim. Or I apologize. Off the top of my head, but I'm close to verbatim. Okay. Couple of things. He used the word matchup. Now, when you say the best possible matchup, what that dialogue would refer to is the easiest opponent I could possibly find for my set of skills. That's what it would mean. That's not how he applied it. He applied it as, didn't I find the hardest match? Now, you have to understand what's awkward about this, which is the fight is already made, okay? One thing you guys should always remember if you're ever doing business, in the world of business, once you hear the word yes, stop negotiating. As soon as the person says yes, thank you, and hang up the phone, you're done. So this deal is made, and now Jon is still trying to justify the deal. There's also a rule in politics. You never punch down, okay? A governor may go after the president. The president doesn't come after a lowly governor. It just doesn't work that way. It looks silly. This is the champion attempting to justify an opponent in a match that's already signed, oh, and by the way, that he had no say in. He's the longest standing champion who is not injured, who has a license, who does not have a next fight. Okay. Everything's fine there, but a word to the wise in Jon Jones. If you have an opponent that for whatever reason, and I'm surprised, Jon must be getting pushback from his little tiny world known as social media. That little tiny bubble that he locks himself into every night must be giving him resistance on Dom. That would surprise me because Dom checks a lot of boxes. First off, youthful. I mean, that was always a compliment given to Jon, right? Youngest champion ever, and he's younger and he's taking on these veterans and things like that. Dom's younger. So that argument for Jon goes away. Jon is also very tall. He's very big. He's known for that reach. He still does have the reach, but I don't know that he's taller. And I don't know that on fight night that he'll be bigger. That's an interesting point. Jon's got this fantastic record. It's like 20-1. Dominic Reyes is undefeated. Percentage-wise, he has a better record. I'm just saying on paper, it really makes a lot of sense, and I am surprised that Jon is feeling the need to push back. I'm surprised that anybody's coming to him and saying, hey, this isn't the top guy. If it's not the top guy, who is? That would really surprise me. It appeared to be between Dom and Johnny Walker. Walker got eliminated by, it appears to just be Dom. So first off, I must say I'm a little bit surprised that the little tiny orbit known as social media that Jon lives in is giving him pushback, because in the big world that I live in, it makes perfect sense. The other side of the coin is when you are a great, you don't ever have to justify why somebody should stop what they're doing to come watch you. Use, for example, a Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan never one time had to defend why he was flying to Portland to play the Trailblazers, who sucked. He was great, they're terrible, but he's going to suit up and take the court anyway. Well, it was as simple as this. There's basketball fans that bought tickets that want to see him. Therefore, I'm going to come out and honor the deal that I made, known as a schedule that's preset ahead of time. That's what the greats do. Gretzky didn't not suit up because it wasn't a championship game. Serena Williams plays anybody in the tournament at any point that they match up with her. The greats don't have to justify it, but Jon feels a need to justify it. Well, it sounds like I'm insulting Jon. You're 90% right, but there is 10% here that's a compliment to Jon. Jon is one of the greats. There has only been two fighters in history that can sell on their own. Mike Tyson, regardless of opponent, could sell. Oscar De La Hoya, regardless of opponent, could sell. You start to have to include Floyd Mayweather in that. Now, Floyd Mayweather doesn't quite fall into that because he would go out of his way and spend about 6 or 7 weeks building his opponent and telling the story and telling why it was that opponent. But Floyd made no mistake by it, saying, I'm in the driver's seat. I picked this guy because I think he's a good matchup. I think his story sells, and I think I can beat him. That used to drive people mad. That used to drive them insane, that Floyd was picking his opponent. Now, the truth, if you go back and look, he picked some damn good fighters. He picked world champions, former world champions, Olympians, medalists. He picked some great fighters, but he told the story in a condescending, trolling way that they're only here because I've elected them. Now, people fell for that narrative, and it made them upset, and it made them question Floyd's history. That wasn't Floyd taking easy fights. That was Floyd building a story and trolling the masses that he had picked easy fights, even though it wasn't true. Jon has those same opportunities, but he doesn't have the sense that God gave Geese. And it's one of these things when you take a Jon Jones, who is so good at what he did and has had so much success at what he did, it's very hard to sit him down and slap him and wake him up and go, you don't know what you're doing. How could you possibly tell me I don't know what I'm doing? I'm 20-1. I made a bunch of money. I headline a bunch of shows. I'm the best at what I'm doing. Two sides to it. There's the sport, which he's great at. There's the business side of it, which he doesn't know the first thing about, but it's hard to get him to listen. Why he would justify to social media of all places. Don't forget, and we all have social media accounts. Have any of us went and got a social media account to be nice? If we're being real fair, did we do that to be nice? Or did we do that as an avenue to get anger out? And by the way, do it while behind closed doors and nobody would even know it was us. We're totally safe and protected, but right, I mean, in fairness, this is what he's going to fall for it? He's one of the guys that got a social media account to go out and be a dick to other people. But he's not able to look in the mirror and realize, oh, that's all that people are doing to me? He's then giving them what they want. They want him to feel guilty about taking on Dom, and then they want to lessen the tremendous victory. Look, if Jon beats Dom, gives Dom his first loss, it's a tremendous victory. Jon should be able to celebrate that. People are trying to take that away from him. That's normal. Every other fighter on the roster has to go that too. It's called haters. If you buy a ticket and you're a fan, you don't have to be nice. You can come and boo or you can cheer. Don't touch the athlete. Don't throw anything on him. Other than that, anything goes. Not sure that Jon understands that concept.
Thanks for liking and subscribing to the bad guy of YouTube. Chael Sonnen, he's a-coming, breaking down your fighting news. Better subscribe to the bad guy right here on YouTube. Bringing new content every single day. The stories of fighters, a true insider with his own special way. He's